Yo, what's up guys, it's Hero here, and today we have some news about Naraka. Recently, as of May 27th, they released a dev blog. Now, this dev blog is rather short, however, it carries some very important things, definitely when it comes to the next beta that'll be happening in June. Now, before you ask, what day is the beta going to be available? I don't know, I'm not a dev. However, the announcement for the beta will be happening during E3, which starts June 12th to June 15th. Yeah, when's release? Sometime in August. What day? I don't know. Not a dev. The one thing that they're going to include in the next beta, which should be pretty exciting, is the introduction of the new weapon, which is the spear. Information on the spear, we don't have anything. So June, as soon as this beta is launched, this weapon is going to be brand new to everyone. I don't know anyone who's actually had time with it. The reason I'm saying this is because I've already had people DM me and say, hey, have you used the spear? Have you used the spear? Have they given any tests for spear? Even if they did, I couldn't answer that question. NDA, so it wouldn't matter. But to tell you the truth, no, I have not used this weapon at all. So this will be brand new to me, just like it'll be brand new to you. Now, I do think spear could be a good addition to this game if it's not just a super poking type of weapon, because if it is, then it would be able to cover way more distance, obviously, and keep you out of range a lot easier. If it's more of a weapon that's got more style to it, and he's actually like swinging the spear around in the whole nine, then that could be very interesting. And on top of that, you know, this game's got a nice little hitbox, so you can crouch under certain attacks and stuff. So if there's even a possibility that we could crouch some of these attacks from spear, then that would be amazing. However, again, I don't know how spear is going to play, so only time will tell. Now, they have talked about other weapons that they are thinking about adding to the game. However, only two of them I'm really excited for. So one of them would be a 3-section staff. Now, I've never seen a 3-section staff in any video game, so I think that would be probably one of the coolest additions to a video game that I've ever seen, especially for a game that plays like this. Especially if this game came with, like, I don't know, changing weapon forms specifically for the 3-section staff, and it becomes kind of like a harder weapon to use. That would be the sickest shit in the world. Like, imagine that you change the form of it once and it changes into like a bow staff, and then it plays completely different, and then you change back and you're back in the 3-section staff form and it plays completely different. And then imagine being able to like change forms in the middle of attacking, and it just changes up how like your guy fights and shit. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing these ideas out here. I'm just flowing. The next up is shield and axe. I'm not really a shield and axe kind of guy, more of a sword and shield kind of guy, so automatically that's like a no for me. But if it was a sword and shield, I'd be for it 100%. I would push the fucking envelope so hard. I'd want it so bad. And then the last one is a dagger. Dagger can be played in any shape and form, so I'm always for dagger depending on how it would play. And that's all I really got there, because dagger, I mean, there's so many possibilities how dagger could play. I've played way too many games that included a dagger, and obviously it's going to be a fast weapon, but it's always used differently. So overall, I would like a dagger, but I would have to stay super optimistic depending on how it played. And that's kind of it when it comes to the weapons that they've talked about. They also said you could leave a comment talking about which weapon you would like to see in Naraka Bladepoint down in the comment section of this post, which I'll leave a link down in the description. Now, there is also something else that they have shown me, and it is added on that dev blog, and I'm not excited for this after seeing forgot his name, but he added a video out there, which I'll leave down in the description, called the G combo, which is basically utilizing the sand character to confirm a very specific type of combo. And when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, that's going to be a strong like thing people are going to start doing. However, they buffed the sand guy. Just watch. Now, with this ad, I see what they're trying to do. Basically, he hops up in the air, and it kind of gives him freedom to shoot his little sandball and then get the fuck out. And I get why they're doing that, because some characters just have super hardcore evasion while some characters don't. So to try to add something to give them more evasion, I get it. But again, after the creation of the G combo, which is a confirmed combo you can get every single time if you master it, which a link will be down in the description if you want to know what I'm talking about. But I don't know, it's just overall, I think this is a cool addition, because again, it gives him more agility, more evasion. On top of that, just by looking at it, it does seem like you would be able to shoot him out of the sky, especially in a 3v3 scenario. So he's gonna have to throw the sandball at someone, or he can just use that as a get out tool. So again, gives him a different kind of feel, gives him more flavor as a character. But again, he becomes a focused target after that, because it's like, okay, well, he's got 3 balls, he can block 3 projectiles, everybody shoot at once. Definitely if you see him jumping up in the air, it doesn't take long to switch weapons. As a person who plays solo though, this could end up being kind of an issue, but not really. It's just going to have to be an outplay him situation. They also state that they're thinking about changing some of his talents up, but since I don't play him, I don't know how crazy that would be, nor do I know what his talents even are all that much. So don't really care for that personally, but for those people who do play him, there you go. They also talk about Fireboy just a little bit, and I don't know why they're even changing some of his skills up or even trying to give it more agility, because his fireball situation is still somewhat broken to me. So if you get hit by the first hit, you're stuck in a hit stun and he can continuously shoot fireballs at you and you will ultimately die. Now this does depend on distance, this does depend on scenario and situation. If you're more in like a closed in area, there's not much you can do, especially if he's right on top of you. Now there are situations where he does shoot fireballs at you and you can kind of go through them and just kind of tank through them. A good example of that will be in the What a Rush video, which I'll leave a link down in the description, and it's like literally right in the very beginning of the video where I basically tank through him and still can combo him and hit him. So fireball in certain situations isn't really that strong, but in other situations it can be very strong. But again, it just depends on scenario. It's a very situational thing. Now if they give him way more agility, also more unique moves when he's in his Fireboy mode, when he's in Prince Zuko mood, I don't know how I'd feel about it, but I don't know how it would play out or what unique moves he'd be getting. So yeah, hopefully whatever gets added to him isn't super crazy. That's all I got. They also talk about some optimization changes, which is probably the best part of this dev blog, 100%. So they say that they finished some of their very detailed adjustments, including our assassination moves. Now, based off of this description alone, it reminds me of the first couple of trailers I've seen for Naraka, where it seems like they're doing some grabby like movements, which were shaping up to look more and more like assassination moves. So if these are the moves they're talking about, they look really fucking cool. Hopefully the system isn't too broken to, like, you know, you get up behind somebody and you can just kind of slit their throat or some shit and it's just as quick as 1 2 3. I would hate that. It would be cool if there's like a, yo, you grabbed him behind the neck and there's like a quick little sequence that goes through, he can fight back, or maybe you win the sequence and you kill him, and if he wins the sequence he like throws you over his shoulder and maybe bam, now you're back in like neutral reset, so now you guys got to fight each other. That'd be cool. Actually, if it does play like that, that'll remind me more of like Splinter Cell Double Agent, specifically the multiplayer on the original Xbox, because that one played different than the 360 version. Or this will remind me more of Tenchu, but there'll be more tension to it because the person can actually fight back. So very excited for this, cannot wait. And last but not least, they stated that they added more realistic features. For example, players can now dodge enemies' energy attacks by crouching. Now, energy attacks meaning focus attacks, this has already been a feature. I'm curious if this means that focus attacks will be a little bit more cleaner. However, this is under the optimization topic, so this could mean so many things. Maybe crouching is a little bit more viable because it's more fine-tuned or more optimized. I don't know what this means. However, I do know it's already in the game that you can crouch focus attacks or crouch certain attacks. Greatsword is probably the main weapon you can crouch under very often and very frequently. It does take practice, but it is something you can already do. But for the most part, I'm just excited overall. You know, the fact that they're even fine-tuning that kind of goes to show that, hey, they're really trying to make this hitbox crouching scenario a major thing, a part of the game, because it causes whiffs and you can whiff punish them, and that's just a cool option. On top of that, they did say that ultra wide will be available for most ultra wide monitors, so if you're into that, well, there you go. But that's going to be it for this video. There's not really much else to talk about. Definitely look out for Naraka during the E3 phase, which again is starting on June 12th and it ends June 15th, so be on the lookout for that Naraka beta announcement. But yeah, that's mainly it for this video. Rather a short video. However, if you didn't know, you probably know now. So see you guys in the next one. Stay frosty and there's more to come. Peace.